Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Grab your cup. Let's get settled in. We are going to talk about, are you intuitive? So this is going to be a fun one this morning. So come and join me. Get settled in. Let's say hello to one another. I'm going to take a sip of my fresh brewed coffee. You can never get over good coffee, right? There's never enough of it. So here we go. What is our quote? Just so you know, so the book is on Amazon, but if you buy it through the website, my website, I actually will sign it for you. So it's a little perk. All right, here we go. Ask yourself about your job. Do you enjoy what you're doing? That's the first question. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, then stop letting fear, insecurity, and uncertainty block you from digging deep to find out what you truly want and going for it. So there we go. All right, so let us talk about, are you intuitive? Now, here's the thing. This is a part that it's a little bit, I'm going to just give you the ending first, and then we'll go back and talk about it. So everybody is intuitive, all right? I mean, you are born intuitive. You are born with your fight or flight instinct. You are born with this sensation of fear and love. However, what happens is through life, through experiences, through honestly influences, mind control, through how you've been raised, a lot of times you will forget to trust your intuition. You will forget you have it. You will become more insecure in trusting it. Like, here's one of the big reasons why. Like, for instance, let's say you are in a relationship that is not healthy. I mean, I think that there's almost all of us, I mean, I can't say 100%, right? But I think many of us have experienced a friendship or a relationship, a family connection, somewhere along the line where they have projected on you, right? Or they have tried to make you think you're making something up. They have tried to make you think it's only your imagination. They have really discounted your intuition, okay? That programming that is done to us. So as a result, you tend to not trust it. You tend to even forget it's there at times. And we get into this fear state. We get into this worry state. We get into this state of unknowing, and it prevents us from staying connected. It prevents us from staying reconnected to that intuition that is already there. So how can you get that back, right? How can you connect, okay? So how can you strengthen your intuition? Well, the first thing is that when you get something, right, it comes in really as an inspiration, all right? So that's the first thing to notice. It's not something you sit and ponder on, right? Like when you are thinking and thinking and thinking and, oh my God, where's the answer? And like nothing's coming. That is just the ego mind. That's the ego. That's the logical mind. That's the mind that's really wanting to kind of control the situation. So if you are kind of a controlling person, a controlling personality, I know I'm an Aries, so I have those attributes. And my fellow Aries, you will understand where we're coming from. However, in order to really trust your intuition, you have to surrender. There has to be that surrendering and that trust of that knowingness, okay? However, the intuition is going to step in as an inspirational thought or a feeling, just something that kind of pops in. That's how you know, it's the intuition. Now, the hardest part, this happens to the best of us. And even many people who have been in this a long time professionally still really struggle at times because, for instance, let's say you get an inspirational thought and it pops in. you have a second, right? So you can either believe it or you can discard it. Okay, so those are your choices. I believe it or I discard it. If you believe it, you can take action on it, right? I believe it no matter what. I'm trusting it. I've got it. However, most times what we do is we discard it, okay? We discard it because our logical mind wants to step in and then say, hey, wait a second, this isn't real. Wait a second, you're overreacting, right? How many times you're overreacting? You're making it up. It can't be. They're a good person, or that's a good situation. Don't let go of this opportunity, okay? So with this, you want to be able to go, when that inspirational thought or feeling, a knowingness comes in, it is really trusting it, not negotiating with it, not discounting it, ultimately trusting it. Then the second thing that happens is you don't trust it, and then it happens, and then you sit there and go, oh my God, I knew it, and I didn't believe it, I didn't trust myself. So we really do. That first thing is when it comes in as an inspiration, all right? So you're not trying, it just pops in. That's how you know that's your intuition. And it could, like I said, so here's a couple things. It can be a feeling. So it's a feeling you get. It's a knowingness. You may hear something. You may see something. Regardless, it's knowing and trusting it unconditionally. Okay, that's how you're going to know that that's your intuition. All right. Now, let's say you discount it and then it comes in. That's the other thing is, now let's know that. So what happens is, let's say if you did have intuition, you discarded it, okay? You said, oh no, can't be. It turned out to be true. I want you to remember and load the feeling of when it came in, because that's actually going to build your experience. That's going to build your kind of encyclopedia of those feelings and those knowings. So then they become more familiar to you. All right. So let's say you feel like someone's lying to you. Oh, that's a big one. We know someone's lying, and then they try to tell you that you're making it up, it's in your imagination, there's no way. We've all heard that. We've all heard it, right? Then you find out to be true. Then you find it to be true, okay? When that happens, all right, I want you to lock and load that feeling. You lock and load what it was. That helps you build the encyclopedia of experience. So then the next time something like that happens, you will recognize it. You actually recognize it to be the truth, and therefore you will learn to listen to it. So it's almost like you need the experiences, even the bad ones, to know how to trust that intuition. There are so many times, like so many, like little things. There are weird times I will just know someone's talking about me, right? I know you can feel that, like, or you know what someone's thinking. Like, you are around and you just know, like, you hear a thought of what they're thinking. I want you to trust it. Again, though, all right, just to be cautious, I want to make sure we're doing this responsibly. You have to make sure that's not you projecting fear, you projecting what you think is happening. It has to be a true inspirational. So it has to come in, not what you put out. So make sure you're noticing the direction in which it's coming in, okay? Because you can project and not realize it. So it's so important that we don't project. We really do want to be in that place of being present, being mindful, and letting it pop into us, and then us learning to trust that. So those are ways that you kind of go, okay, this happens and I know it. Again, even like it could be something so small. Like, this is one of my favorites. You're driving down the road. You just have this feeling like, I should turn here. I should take this way going. I should take, and you're like, no, like this way always works. And then sure enough, like there's an accident or some sort of traffic stopping you, right? And you're like, I should have known. I should have known. So yeah, you should have known. So I want you to really start beginning to trust yourself. Let's talk about, the decision making. How do I make these decisions? How do I have that clarity? And I'm always saying this because I experience it personally, and I believe it to be true. When you're stressed, it's so difficult to make clear decisions. It's so difficult to make decisions that are in that space of your highest good, right? So because you're stressed and you're worried, and then the mind chatter. I'm like seriously, I don't know why that mind chatter gets paid like overtime. I'm not even sure why we do that. They're not even the best employee, right? Like they're terrible. They show up late. They show up when they want to. They don't follow the rules. Yet we give it so much energy. So it's learning to give your mind chatter less energy. All right, and really learning to create that space in between where there's an actual silence. So the more that you can be in the space of silence is the more you're allowing the opportunity for pure intuition to step in. Intuition, it gets pushed down because it's all about vibration, right? So mind chatter is going to be a lower vibration. It's going to suppress intuition. So if we move mind chatter out of the way, intuition has this full range. It's got this full range to just pop in and go. So how do you create that space? One, again, through the meditation, we always say meditation, it does help. I know it's a difficult practice to really bring in. It certainly is a self-discipline practice, okay? It's such a self-discipline practice. So my advice, just even if you just 5 minutes a day, like set your timer, right? So the whole world doesn't fall apart around you. 5 minutes, just give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes to just use breathing techniques, to just kind of, you might not even get out of mind chatter in 5 minutes, okay? But it's a start. It's just a start for you, for self-care, self-love, creating that space, okay? It's like, when you haven't worked out for a really long time and your butt needs to get on the treadmill, you are winded. You are like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Or at least I am. However, you just got to build up your endurance, right? You got to just build it up. So it's the same thing with your meditation practice. So what I want you to do is 5 minutes to 10 minutes to a point, 15, 20 to where it feels that it's working for you. So giving yourself that space with it. The automatic writing. So again, here's the great thing. If you take 5 minutes, okay, 5 minutes, and then you do some automatic writing. Now, what is automatic writing? Automatic writing is where you simply put pen to paper, pencil to paper. You just start kind of writing out whatever comes in. You channel it in. You don't think about it. I do personally recommend setting an intention, though, prior to automatic journaling. I think it's really nice, even if that intention is, what does my higher self need to tell me today? What is today's lesson, or what is the next move for me? Whatever it is, I want you to take a moment and just set that intention. You will find the automatic writing to really be a lot more clear for you. So that is another great way. Again, even you can kind of create this meditation anywhere. Maybe it is in your home space and you create that nice little pocket in the house where, it is your corner, it is your space that you kind of go to and you're in it. However, I don't want that to be the only place it needs to. If you find yourself, a lot of empaths, when you are around the energy of people, when it's kind of crowded, and we've been lucky through COVID where we don't necessarily have as many of those experiences. However, it can happen virtually, right? So if you are around a lot of people and energetically you're feeling yourself pulled, and you're feeling yourself pulled in a lot of directions, just take yourself in that space. Take yourself in that 5-minute meditative space. Use your breath, and it will just kind of help bring you out of the energy of the others and really stand into your own power. So that's another way to really stay with it. Now, let's practice our Scooby sense, as I love to call it, right? Because you do have it. And how can you practice it? It is really through a lot of different ways. We've got the standards of if the phone rings or text message, who is it? But also just take notice, if you think of someone, do they then email you, right? Do they then reach out? It happens to me a lot with clients. I mean, it's actually one of my most favorite things with clients is that a client, maybe it's been a while since they've had a session, and they'll just kind of pop into my head, and I'll just kind of literally go, I wonder how they're doing, and then they just end up booking a session. I mean, it's just the most interesting thing. It's like I'm already tuning into the frequency that they are either looking at booking or they've been thinking about it. So that's a lot of fun. So, one thing to do though is, if you are one of those people and you are kind of, reading someone virtually, or you are in a space where you are in a store and the energy of someone else is kind of getting to you in a way, take time to use that breathing method so that you're not. And here's why. Only because it will be draining for you. I mean, you could get things, but and that might help, but it really could end up being more draining on you. So if you find yourself either in meetings, showing up, and especially those work meetings, and things are coming in, but it doesn't raise your vibration, it actually feels like it's lowering it, then try to stop it. Use that mind to stop it so that they don't pull on you, right? They don't pull on you. And here's what I think happens too, and I really do believe this. I honestly do. I believe energetically and subconsciously, if you are a person that is at a higher vibration, so you are connecting and you are in that good space, and others are not, they're going to be naturally attracted to you, right? It's like the firefly to the light, okay? They're naturally going to be attracted to you. So that's even also why. So it's not even as an empath, it literally could be because your vibration's higher and they're wanting a piece of it, just energetically, right? Because it feels good. It feels good to be around you. So they're wanting to. So that's why it can also go, oh, this. So these are just things to notice, okay? So other things to notice is really, really, really being so aware of your own body. Your own body will naturally respond to intuition, okay? So what I want to do is, what I want you to do is really pay attention to how you are feeling. How are you responding? Does it feel right? And how does your body react? Because noticing how your body responds is also giving you the information you need. It's also a way of your intuition talking to you, okay? It's really overwhelming to feel this, absolutely. Just know that it can feel overwhelming, but when it is you have to have boundaries. So when all your friends are like wanting to dump on you, it really is about boundaries and not feeling like you need to be pulled into it. And just be aware, like, just don't get pulled into people's drama too, because people will want to pull you into their drama, especially the narcissistic friends, because they want you to take their side, right? They want all the people on their side. So, just make sure that you are, having those boundaries. I find that, especially when you're starting boundaries, like if it's new to you to like go, okay, I'm going to do it because, maybe you're a people pleaser, right? Maybe you haven't exercised this before. People get upset. They don't like it, but you have to. I mean, here's the thing. If we don't pay attention to our boundaries, it will impact your physical body first, because your physical body is naturally toxicity coming in a way, right? It's like an underground current. So it's like the energy, like they say the 5G, right? Anything, it's like it's an energetic current that your body naturally knows how to tune in. Okay. So with this, it is about these boundaries so that you don't drain yourself or that we don't feel tired all of the time. How many of you feel tired? How many of you have been on the phone with a friend and you get off and you're like, whew, I either need a cocktail or a nap. We should be there to help lift each other up, right? That's another big part of it. So, there's a lot here. It is knowing. So migraines and chest pains, exactly, Jenny Marie. So again, who wants to live a life of that? It's exhausting, right? So again, these boundaries will help you. They will absolutely help you. And it is hard. Like, when you want to be there to help people and you want to be there and showing up, and many of you do and are, but it is those kind of, you got to take care of yourself first. All right. So make sure you do what's good for you. That's actually going to give you more to give to others. Okay. So that's really important. So, all of these things with your intuition, they come in. I want you to trust it, even if something just seems crazy. If you go into a space and it feels dangerous, or being around someone and you don't feel safe, you have to trust it. I think it's just really, really important. Remember, you don't need to know the why. A lot of times you want to know the why. You want an explanation as to why is this person not good, or why is this situation not good? Why? You don't need the why. Intuition doesn't have a why. It is an absolute fight or flight response. So it is trusting that response 100%, unapologetically, no matter what. There have been times I have been somewhere, maybe I'm walking somewhere or I'm going to my car, and a guy will come up to me to try to strike up conversation, and my intuition is just banging at the door. It's just banging, okay? I don't care if I'm rude. I'm not here to be polite. Like, I'm going to listen. I will say, I don't want to talk to you. Like, literally, and I'll put up my hand and I'll raise my voice. Like, it just, and it's important because there's a reason my body is responding that way. And so I want you to listen to it. And sometimes, again, we want to be so sweet, and we want to be nice, and and you want to give them an extra minute. I think it's so important to take care and to know, and that's how your intuition. So when we're getting things, and when I want you to be able to trust it. I want you to be able to know it. I want you to be able to play with it, because again, when you are in this space, it is fun and it is beautiful, and it really can help people, and it really can help yourself. It can help you have the most amazing physical experience, right? You really can. It's just, how do we kind of manage it all? How do we kind of work it all through? And really understanding, what is our lessons? What is our next space? So what is our next thing? And really letting yourself play with it more. So again, just to kind of recap, the intuition, it's goosebumps. It is that feeling, like sometimes it may be feeling like a sudden panic or a sudden like urgent warning. It could feel like a sudden embrace, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like there's how many times have you talked to someone and it is like, oh my gosh, like this person was sent to me. They were sent to me. That's true. It can absolutely be that way. So, it's not all negative. Sometimes it's just the most wonderful and amazing experience as well. So I want you to play with it. I want you to understand it, but certainly most of all is to allow yourself to trust it. Okay. So a couple things coming up tonight, you guys. guess what? Lisa Williams, okay, in case we need a last name, Lisa Williams and myself are doing an event tonight. We are so excited. It is an amazing night of spirit messages, and we always have fun working together because we are both so high vibe. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. I'm very, very excited. That is 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be really, really fun. Also, I'm letting you know, nobody knows this yet, and I'll be putting it up later, but tomorrow I am going to do a mini little live, just kind of going into psychic and medium gifts, okay? So psychic and medium gifts. So if you just kind of want to learn something or kind of just tune in, get a little tip, make sure you stay tuned for that live, because I'm really excited to do that. So we've got a lot going on. Oh, I got to tell you too, I've got something very, very, very fun and secret in the pipeline that I cannot wait to share with you. I cannot wait to just unveil it. So just kind of stay in the know. So if you're not on the newsletter, sign up, go to the website and just put yourself in the newsletter, or like the Facebook page. Make sure you're in the know, because there's going to be something special for those beginners who first find out about it. Anyhow, I want you to have a beautiful day. I want you to go through your day. I want you to really play with it. I want you to trust your intuition. And I just want you to celebrate yourself, okay? And remember to shine your light and shine it bright. All right, lots of love, everybody. All right, love you. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.